Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Charita, final year postgraduate student from Department of Public Health Dentistry. Today, I'm going to tell you people what is the use of Excel in research, and let's learn few important functions in Excel which helps in our research. Today, let's explore how to do data entry in Excel and how to code the data, and few of the functions like mean, standard deviation, frequency, percentage, minimum, maximum, median, and let's generate few random numbers. And finally, we'll see how to represent data using bar graph, pie chart, line diagram. So this is an Excel sheet. So here we can see this is the home page. I have taken this example as a dummy example for hands-on. So let's see what is there in home page. So if you can see here, we have font style, font size, and color of the font also. If you go to the right section, here we have option of inserting the cells. If you want to insert anything here, you just have to click and give insert button. And here you can see you got one extra column. And if you want to delete any column, just click on it and give delete cells, it will get deleted. And we have options like some of the functions, that is sum, average, count numbers, maximum and minimum, and other more functions. And also we have option of sort and filter, which will be using to rearrange the names from A to Z. And find and select, we'll use find and replace button while doing coding of the data. And we also have an option of fill. Here you can see we can fill the numbers from 1 to how much ever you want as a serial number we can use. And moving on to the insert option, here you can see graphs are for representing the data. There is a bar graph, pie chart, line graph, and scatter plot, etc. Many of the options are there. And we'll move on to the formulas. In some of the home pages, this auto sum will be missing, so you can find it in the formula. So the same options are there here. Next, we'll move on to the view option. So here you can see there is a freezing pane option, which I'll tell you what is the use. Next, we'll move on to the data entry. How to do data entry using Excel sheet. As I said, I have taken this dummy example. In this, I have given two intervention 1 and 2, for assessing the change in level of hypertension and weight after the intervention. That is, I have recorded baseline weight and hypertension, and I had given intervention 1 or intervention 2, and I have assessed their weight after the intervention. So how did I get this random number is, we can randomly generate this random numbers in the using Excel. I'll show you how to do it. First give equal sign, then write random between. So if you click on this, it will ask me what is your top and bottom. That is, I have only two interventions here. So I am giving 1, 2 and close the bracket. Then enter. So they had given me 1 here, and I will drag it till 30. So this computer gave me this random number from within 1 and 2. So how to stick it here? First you have to copy it and then paste it in the intervention block, that is here. Go, and here you can see there is a paste option with 1, 2, 3. You have to paste it with this only, or else every time you do one function, you can see here I'm writing one function here, but every time I do this column is moving. So to freeze that, I just copied and pasted it in this column. So if you use that paste option, then only you will get that. Now I am deleting these cells because I already have taken this intervention. So I am just deleting this. Important thing to note here is, every time you enter the data, one subject or one patient's detail should always be in a row. That is, here the first patient or a first subject is Ria. So her every detail, that is age, gender, weight and hypertension, intervention group, everything should be in a row. and all the variables should be in a column, that is the age, gender, weight, hypertension, etc. That should be in a column always. So till now we saw how to enter the data in the Excel. Now so we already know that we assess this data in the SPSS software. So in SPSS, it won't identify these words, that is male and female and all these hypertension stages. So what we have to do is code the data. So let's code the data. First variable is age, as it is already in the quantitative scale. So we are not doing anything with this. Next, moving on to the gender, we have male and female. This is a quantitative nominal scale. This is in the nominal scale. So I can give either male as 1 or female as 1 or male as 2 or female as 2. So how to code this? Go to find and select in the home page. Go to replace. So I have written here male replaced with 1. I am giving replace all now. So what happened? It showed me 30 replacements are done. Okay. Now you can see here the female became FE1 because the male option was already there in female. So to avoid this confusion, what we can do is first we can code the female itself. That is, female can be replaced with 2. Then we can give male with 1. Or else, if we go with the same example, we can take FV1 and which we can replace it with 2. So here there are replacements. Now we can see all the 2 represents female and all the 1 represents male. Then how do you remember this? You can just add one sheet and you can write what are the codings you had given. I am writing it here. Male I have given 1 and female I have given 2. Next we'll move on to the weight. Weight is also in the quantitative scale. So we are not doing anything with that. But here you can see the hypertension, which the hypertensive stages I have mentioned, which are normal, prehypertensive, stage 1 and stage 2. So here we can see there is some order. So this is in a ordinal scale. So I want to code this. So how do we code this? We have 2 columns here. So what I will do is I'm just selecting both the columns. So same thing which we did for gender. Just go and give replace. It will ask me what to replace. I'm giving normal as 1. Or I will give normal as 0 and I will give replace all. Whatever the normals were there, they were replaced by 0 now. And I will give prehypertension as 1. I'll give replace all. Next, stage 1 as 2, replace all, and stage 2 as 3. And I replaced everything. Again, I will just note it down here, that is normal is 0, prehypertension 1, stage 1 2, stage 2 3. One important thing to be kept in mind is while replacing, if you give space to stage 2 here, this won't get replaced by 3 because here in the Excel sheet whatever you write should be copy pasted or should be write as it is in the Excel sheet, then only it will get replaced. Now we coded the data also. Let's explore few functions here. So we have weight here. So I want to know what is the minimum height before the intervention. So for that, every time you use a function, you should give equals to sign. Then go to this option where we have minimum and it will ask from where to where. So you have to select this. and it gave me minimum of 65. So this is only 30, so I can directly see the 65 is the minimum. If the data is in thousands or hundreds, we can't see. So this function helps to know what is the minimum weight of the minimum weight in the pre-intervention group. So next, similarly, we can do it maximum also. Next, let's move on to the average. Average means mean. So we can give average, or here also we can use f of x similarly, and it will ask me from which column to. So this is D31 and the upper limit here is D2. You give OK. So it gave me the average. The average weight pre-intervention was 80. If you are calculating mean, we also have to calculate standard deviation. So give equal to, then type standard. It will only give me here standard deviation. As I said, it will ask me for the value from where to where. From D31 to, you can just drag this till D2 and give enter, and it gave me standard deviation of 10.7. So we can say 8 plus or minus 10 is the mean weight pre-intervention. Similarly, we can calculate maximum also here. We calculated mean and standard deviation for weight as it was in a quantitative scale, but hypertensive is in a ordinal scale. So calculating a median would be a better option. So what we'll do is, here we'll calculate median. Give equal to or go to function key. Here I have typed here already median, so it is showing up. So just give median, and again it will ask from where to where. Number 2, that is E2, but number 1 I should change it to E31. So from here to here I want to check what is the median. Then click OK, and it gave me 0.5 is the median. Next, similarly for this hypertension also I can calculate the median. Next we'll move on to the frequency. That is, we can see it in a gender. That is, we will see the frequency to the gender option where we have 1 and 2 coded here. I want to see frequency of male and female. So similarly give equals, and you can just write frequency. Here it shows frequency, then double tap it. It asks for from where to where. You just give C31 to C2, and you can give these two, then C31. So till C1 to C32, then you have to give comma and give what you want to as the frequency. I want to see the frequency of male first, so I give 1 and close the bracket, enter, and it gave me 18. So now in 30, 18 are male and 12 are female. So this is how we check the frequency. So like that we can check for intervention also, and percent and frequency of hypertensive stage also in pre-intervention as well as post-intervention. I want to show you what is freezing pain. Every time I check, this is 98. I don't know what this 98 means, and this is 92. I don't know what this 92 means. So what we have to do is, we have to go to view page, and here there is an option called freeze pain, and we have to freeze the top row. So what is its use is, as I'm scrolling down, this first row will be freezed so that I am easily get to know what is this 98 and what is this 92. It will be helpful for us. So now to represent data, as I said, I am taking mean value or average weight of individual pre-intervention and post-intervention. So we calculated for this already, that is 80, and I want to calculate for post-intervention weight also. So what I do, I use the same function, that is f of x average. It will ask me from where to where. It is already had taken up G2 to G33. I give OK. So it gave me the weight of 77.9. I want to create a bar diagram. To do that, I'm just writing here pre and post. So pre-intervention, the average weight was 80 and post-intervention it was 77.9. So now copy this and go to insert option where we have bar, pie, line diagram, etc. I want to use a bar diagram. Click on that. So here we can see they have given a comparison of pre and post. So, but we don't know the value inside this. So for that, go to add chart elements. We have data labels here. In that, I want to label my data. Either you can go center, inside, end, wherever you want to represent. So now I have my pre and post and I can name it change in weight post intervention. And also we have data for gender. That is, we know males are 18 and females are 12. So I want to create a pie chart here. So you just go to a pie chart. Here you can see the portion of male and female here. We can also do line diagram if we were to follow these people. That is baseline data, first follow-up, second follow-up. If something follow-ups are there, we can use a line diagram also. Thank you for the patient listening.